Okay, so I'm gonna be filming my wedding makeup tutorial today because I did my own wedding makeup and it was great. I'm so glad that I decided to do it. However, I had to watch so many YouTube videos and I literally like took a notepad and like wrote down all the steps that I needed to do in order to make sure I did not mess it up on the big day. And so I feel like a lot of people will find this video helpful, hopefully. And yeah, without further ado, here is my makeup tutorial. Okay. So my hair is super crazy right now because it's quarantine and because I did not blow dry my hair. So just ignore that. Put this back in a bun. So we're gonna be looking super cute right now. With no makeup and a slicked back bun look. Well, honestly, this is kind of how my hair looked for my wedding. I'm also going to be inserting pictures in this video so you can actually like see what the full thing looks like all together. So in the weeks leading up to the wedding, I think some things that I did that really made a difference in my skin that I'll just put out there really quick is I made sure to drink lots of water, stay really hydrated because I naturally have really dry skin, and so that makes it hard for makeup to sit on my skin sometimes because it just kind of like flakes off, which like ew. So the actual day of, I did the Charlotte Tilbury face mask. It's the kind that you like put behind your ears so it looks like, when you have it on, it looks like you're like an axe murderer or something. It's terrifying. The photos that we have from the wedding day are really funny. So I'll probably pop one of those up there or something. It just gives you the best glow. It's like the best pre-makeup thing I could do to my face, and that made such a huge difference. Before I actually started my makeup, what made a huge difference in addition to the Charlotte Tilbury mask was Charlotte's Magic Cream, also by Charlotte Tilbury, and this stuff, oh my gosh, the best thing ever, and actually made it stay on my skin. A tip for putting the moisturizer on your skin is I put it on and then I let it sit for like 10 minutes. So drink my coffee, ate cute little macarons that they had laid out, and just like chilled for about 10 minutes while it soaked into my skin. Because sometimes I feel like I put moisturizer on because I'm super dry and I just lather it all over my face, and then when I put my foundation on or my primer on, it just like slides right off. Then what primers I used. Primers, super important. This is what allowed my makeup to literally stay on the entire wedding day. I didn't have to touch up my makeup at all other than like my lips. So I used Charlotte Tilbury, the Hollywood Flawless Filter. This stuff is amazing. It's awesome for photos. It makes your skin look so glowy. And then also the Hourglass number 28. These two were amazing. Oh my gosh. Like right before I started filming this, my throat started getting so dry out of nowhere. I do not have corona. Of course, this happens right now. Hydrating with my P. Terry's iced tea. Put on. This is very professional. So I'm putting on the primers right now. Oh my gosh, and it feels so good and smooth, especially the Hourglass primer. I got the travel size because I was buying like all new makeup for the wedding day. It was like my excuse to have a makeup refresh, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money. So I just got travel size on a lot of things, which was also good for the honeymoon. Now, when I was looking into doing my own wedding makeup and watching all of the makeup tutorials and everything, there's kind of a debate between like putting your concealer and then your foundation, or your foundation first and then your concealer. I cannot do the concealer and then the foundation, so before I do the foundation though, I do color correcting. This NYX color correcting palette, it is not expensive, which was nice. I do have like one breakout right now, so I'm going to color correct that. And I do use a legit beauty blender, but for creams and stuff like this, I do like using my finger because it heats it up and then it allows it to press more into your skin. For my foundation, also very important because your face, I feel like you want it to be the most glowy, you want it to be the most dewy, glowy, like flawless your skin has ever looked on your wedding day. And foundation is super important for that. I love this foundation. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in shade 5.5. It is a little bit darker than I am right now because I had a spray tan, so I'm extremely pale right now. This may not work at all. But I put a couple dots on my face, and then just in time for this tutorial, actually, I did get new makeup brushes, which I'm so excited about because my old ones I've had since like middle school. They're from Target, so they have held up. I'm impressed, but they are so ratchet at this point. Literally, these are my old ones. This one is literally melted from, I had a candle burning and it caught like 3 of them on fire. The most ratchet things ever. I just got these new ones from Morphe. I think that's how you say it. So pretty. I've never had this nice of brushes, so I'm really excited to use them. Like, look how fluffy that is. So I literally got them 10 minutes before I was gonna start filming. So here's Luminous Silk Foundation. I put some on my hand, and then I use my buffer brush, just like a flathead buffer brush. I'm gonna dab it around, then I'm gonna dab it, and then make sure to buff it into the skin really well. And that is what makes it look like the foundation is not sitting on your skin, it just looks like your skin. Now I'm gonna go in and conceal, and I love the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. Wherever I have imperfections, and I'm gonna use my beauty blender for this. Okay, so I just ran downstairs and got my beauty blender wet. This is very important for making your skin look dewy and glowy. You must wet the beauty blender, and then what I do is I put it under the water, I squeeze a couple times to make sure it's fully absorbed the water, and then I get a paper towel and just kind of squish it dry. Go in to the skin. So just gonna make sure that I really dab it into the skin, kind of hold it there. Also, I always take everything down to the jawline because you don't want to get that harsh line. Okay, so now that I've done the base, I've done my foundation and the primer and everything, I'm going to be moving on to doing the thing that I had to do the most research for, and that is contouring. I've never understood contouring. I didn't know if I like didn't have cheekbones or where they were or how to sculpt them, and it always looked like I just had a line across my face. What I used for that was, again, the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, shade Mocha. This was like the darkest shade that they had at the store, which I bought the day before my wedding. It was a very last minute shopper. I was kind of freaking out. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was freaking out. There was a couple meltdowns in the Spanx section of Dillard's, which if you've ever cried in the Spanx section of Dillard's, you are in a low place. How I contour. So you're gonna suck in your cheeks, see where the line is, where the shadow would naturally fall. If I'm kind of blocking out the light here, it would be around this area. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to draw a line right above that natural area where it would fall. So you want the contouring to naturally lift your entire face. This is the big mistake that I learned to correct. And then I go up into the cheek. And then down around, and then a little bit down there. And then I also would go into my jawline and do that. I would have 2 beauty blenders on you, so you don't get it confused with the dark and the concealer one, but we only have one for right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend this in, and when I blend it, I'm going to be blending it up, not down. Not pressing it in, I'm gonna be blending it up. And switching back and forth between the beauty blender and a buffer brush. Again, I'm gonna be buffing it up. Okay, so after I am buffing it into the skin, really pushing my face up and up the forehead, you can see that is pretty much blended. It'll look even more blended once I put on all the powders and everything, but that's how it is for now. Yeah, so I have that side done. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this side for now, and then you can see the difference. Now I'm going to go in with highlighting concealer, which is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, color light 1.25, and then I'm also going to go in again with my sculpting concealer, the light one, and kind of treating it like a highlight, and we're going to sculpt out contour. That's the word, the contour. I'm gonna put some in the NARS, the lighter, also as kind of like a highlight right there. And so really when you're doing the contour, it's kind of a matter of going back and forth and just using a little bit of the dark contour and then the lighter contour, or the lighter contour, chiseling out your face. It's like art. So going in with the dark, blending it in, blending it upwards, and then going back in and kind of cutting it out on either side of the dark with the lighter ones, and making sure to keep the light and the dark still separate, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to drag my light concealer all up into the dark because then it just erases all the work that I just did. But you want to blend the edges together, just slightly. So yeah, so that's that. All right, so we're back. I did the other side. I'm going to be moving into eyes, and then I'm going to come back to contouring so that we can bake it all. To cover up any redness, like in the or like veins or whatever on the upper eye area, is the Paint Pot or the Painterly Pro Longwear by MAC. It's just great. I love this stuff. I like use it every day. So I just use my finger because it's very creamy, so it warms it up. Just go over this whole area, and honestly, I bring it all the way up to my eyebrow because I have veins that go up there. It's like super cute. So gonna cover that up. Sorry, my cat is using the litter box and she always throws around the litter for like 30 minutes. Can you stop? It's super annoying. It kept me up so late last night. I swear, she does it for so long.